In the very beginning, my coworkers are very obnoxious. Hope that this kind of maybe is informative, hopefully entertaining, I don't know, and most of all, I hope it's successful because who knows if I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just going to be Hi everyone, my name is Jill. I am the event operations manager at the Idaho Botanical Garden. I posted a while ago on our Instagram story and I shared that I was going to be planting my very first vegetable garden. I've worked at the garden for 3 years and I've actually never grown anything in my yard. I obviously love houseplants, and I have a lot of indoor plants, but as far as my yard goes, it's a little embarrassing, especially when I do say that I work at the botanical garden. Now, granted, I don't have a horticulture background. I don't really know anything about gardening, but I figured I'm quarantined at home, working from home. Now is as good a time as any to finally learn. I'm very excited because Sierra, our assistant horticulture director and vegetable gardener extraordinaire, is going to be guiding me through this process from a distance, obviously, giving me advice and helping me to learn how to garden. I'm excited. I hope that this will give me more of an appreciation about everything that goes into our garden and everything that our staff, our horticulture staff, does every year to keep our garden looking so beautiful. I think the other purpose of this video is to show that if I can do it, literally anyone can. I think it's important that people know that the Idaho Botanical Garden is here as a resource for all gardeners, whether you're a master naturalist or you're like me and digging in for the very first time. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope it all turns out and survives. I'm really looking forward to enjoying some fresh produce this summer. So these are our little raised beds. Sierra asked me to send her a picture of them and then to put my hands in the dirt. They have been planted before and have received compost. So she just wants to know kind of what the soil is like and what we'll be needing. So I just got off a call with Sierra. I sent her the pictures of my garden beds and we talked about what sort of amendments I am going to need to make to the soil to get it ready for me to plant anything. And so I just wanted to talk about that because I learned a lot that I had no idea was gonna be such a huge factor. I know those beds have had compost in them at some point. They have been used as vegetable gardens in the past, so I thought that they would be just kind of ready to go. I could just essentially stick seeds in the ground, which is not how it works apparently. And especially with vegetable gardening, I didn't really know that there are different types of compost. I mean, this may sound really stupid to some people, but I am a true beginner, and there are so many different types of compost that you want to utilize for different things, and you want to look for different things as far as balance in the types of compost, especially with vegetable gardening. You're looking for a specific balance of nitrogen to phosphorus to potassium. you're trying to find a good balance that's going to promote like a good environment for these plants to grow in. So I didn't really realize that at all. And then I'm also going to be looking today for something called fish emulsion. Never heard of that. She warns me that it's very stinky. So I Googled, and apparently there are types of deodorized fish emulsion that is made. So I'm hoping that I can come across some of that at Zamzows. And then while I'm there, I'm going to kind of peruse their selections of compost. But I'm hoping to buy all my compost and all my plants from Edwards Greenhouse. They have curbside delivery or curbside pickup right now. Their greenhouse is obviously closed, but they are selling things through their website, and what they've done is they've put together these great gardener flats, which I think is perfect for anyone like me that's just getting started. They kind of put together everything that you need in this one little pack. I haven't decided which one I'm going to go with yet, but once I get my soil prepped, then I'll kind of go from there.
Okay, I just arrived at Zamzows. I'm going to pop in because they're like one of the only local places besides a Home Depot that is still open. And not just for curbside pickup, just because I want to interact with people, kind of. I'm gonna leave my camera inside though, because as much as I think I'm an influencer, very awkward, so I'll let you know how this goes.
So I ended up going to the North End Organic Nursery looking for compost. They do make their own compost there, which is what I originally went for, but they only sell it in bulk. But they were super helpful, and they suggested that I take home the Harvest Supreme mix that they have, along with a little bit of potting soil. And they said that that would work really great to prep my bed. So what I'm doing here, just tilling the soil. Then I'm going to add the compost and try to mix it in to about 3 to 6 inches with my soil, the existing soil. And then I'm going to top everything off with that little bit of potting soil. While I was at Zamzows, I was looking for that fish emollient. I didn't end up finding it. They were out of stock. But what they had was a citrus mix of the natural fertilizer. And I talked to Sierra, and basically she said that that was fine. What you're looking for in that natural fertilizer is something really high in nitrogen and lower in the phosphorus and potassium. So when you're looking at these boxes, there's typically 3 numbers on the front. The first number is the nitrogen, followed by the phosphorus, and then finally the potassium. So the citrus mix that I'm using is a 6-3-3 mix. I'm just gonna add it there to the top of my beds, wet everything down really, really good, and then I should be ready to plant.
Okay, I'm just gonna give an update on where we're at with my resilience garden. My assistant horticulturist is there in the background. We made an appointment today to go to North End Organic Nursery, which was really interesting. It's really awesome to see how different companies and organizations have adapted to these new social distancing requirements. But we snagged one of the last appointments that they had available in the last one of the day. And then picked up some seed and things that we're gonna start from seed here right now, and then we'll pick up some other transplants and things at the IBG plant sale on May 1st. But we've decided to kind of expand, so we have these 2 raised beds, and then in the background you can see that there's kind of this longer bed along the fence. So I'm starting with some radishes, romaine, kale, and carrots. I might actually go pick up some, a couple other things as well sometime this week. And then those transplants that we'll put in May 7th, we'll be able to pick those up, which is perfect because I think the last frost is typically scheduled, or typically hits around May 10th. So we'll kind of be right in that window to start putting those in the ground. Okay, so we picked up these French marigolds at North End Organic, and we've put them in the corners of these raised beds here. And then these two raised beds get the least amount of sun, so we're gonna do our romaine, kale, and radishes in here, potatoes and carrots in this one, and then we'll do our onions, cucumber, bell pepper, jalapeno, and tomato on the end there. All right, so here's a little update. Things are starting to sprout, which is really exciting. These are my radishes here. I obviously did not a good job of spacing them, so I'm gonna have to thin those out. And then we've got kale and romaine. So we'll see as these start to sprout. I kind of just like dumped seeds because I wasn't really sure what would take, which is not the proper etiquette, but I can always thin them out. Got my carrots, I don't know if you can see, are starting to sprout as well. And then I've got some green onions, some other stuff in here. And then the really exciting thing is that yesterday I picked up all of the transplants that I ordered from our plant sale, our online plant sale this year. We did a curbside pickup, which went really great. And I've got 2 tomato plants. One is a Lata tomato and one is a Sun Gold grape tomato. So I'm gonna put those in here this morning. I've got a jalapeno and a bell pepper, a King of the North bell pepper that'll go here, and then a cucumber. And I also forgot that I had ordered this transplant, so I had also seeded some cucumber in here, so we'll see what happens. It's just gonna be, we're gonna eat a lot of cucumbers this summer, apparently. Didn't know I was such a big cucumber person. But yeah, so this is our little garden. Those in the corner are just different. They'll go in a different bed. They're not vegetables. But yeah. It's time to be someone I want to recognize. The future starts right now. I made a reservation, but you never came. Is there a red dot? I know one day we'll come back around. The future is now. The future is now.
Babe, further away from the jalapeno.
Future is now. I waited for you in the passenger seat. There's only so far I can ride in your dreams. While you were chasing everything else but me, I'm starting to break out from your gray. See, I finally opened up my eyes, and I saw me coming back to.
There you have it. And now I'm gonna do my other one, and then my vegetable garden, my resilience garden is pretty much complete. The key to a good resilience garden is having an assistant horticulturist. an irrigation specialist. All right, giving everything a nice big drink before we head out for this beautiful Sunday. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. All right, well, if you have stuck around to this point in the video, bless you. This turned out to be a lot longer than I thought it was going to be when I started. At this point, my garden is just kind of doing its own thing. Everything is planted. I am like a new mom. I check on it every single morning. And I swear I can tell if there's like a tiny new sprout. I'm like so tuned into it, which is really cool. I finally understand why gardening is so addicting. It's the most magical thing to watch your garden develop and to kind of see the changes day to day, even when they're really, really small. I'm not sticking to a really strict watering schedule just because it's May in Idaho and things change on a dime. Today has been really rainy. Yesterday was really rainy. Last week was super hot. So I was, I'm just keeping an eye on the weather and on the temperature each day and kind of like listening to what each part of my garden needs, if that makes sense. Like I noticed my jalapeno just was looking a little droopy. Like everyone else was really happy, but he just needed a little bit more water. So I gave him a little bit more and he perked right up, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna conclude this video here, but of course, like there's still so much work to be done. Just work now and then when I harvest, and then kind of putting my garden to bed. So even though I'm finishing the video, of course the process isn't quite done, and I will try to keep everyone updated on our social media and our stories and things like that. I guess like if I could just talk about things that I would change about the process, I probably would have gone about choosing the plants that I ended up planting differently. I didn't end up buying the gardening boxes from Edward's greenhouse because I kind of wanted to pick and choose what I seeded and what I transplanted myself. But I kind of planted some weird things that I'm not totally sure why I did. Like I planted so many radishes, and I honestly don't think I've like ever really eaten a radish except for on like a taco. And I tried to make a radish side dish last night for dinner, and it's not my fave, so that'll be interesting. It sounds like we're just gonna be eating a lot of fish tacos this summer, which I'm not gonna complain about. A lot of cucumbers too, so I probably should have gone with one of the gardening boxes, but this is the learning process, and maybe this is time for me to come up with some new recipes and learn to love radishes a little bit more. But yeah, I'm really excited about kind of how everything went down. I think the biggest thing I want people to take away from this video is like that gardening should be fun. There is a right way to do it, but at the same time, you shouldn't let that stop you from starting or learning. I used to think there was this huge bar to entry as far as the knowledge that I was lacking, and so I just basically didn't try, or didn't like try to even find out where to start. And I'm so bummed because it's such a fun thing to do, and I'm so excited now to continue to learn. And that's what the Idaho Botanical Garden is here for. Like, I keep joking that Sierra probably wants to block me because I have her personal cell phone and I've just been bugging her nonstop about every little question that I have. But truly, like, we have a horticulture hotline. Our email is open. Any question that you have, like, that's what our hort team is here for. We're reopened to the public at this point, so we will have classes. We have gardeners there during the day. I mean, please keep your 6 feet of distance, but if you have a question, like pop in, ask someone. That's what we're here for. We want to help you. And so I hope that you'll come explore Idaho Botanical Garden. Our vegetable garden is just looking so beautiful and really starting to just grow up and thrive. And I hope that you'll ask questions and hopefully be inspired to start your own resilience garden or whatever type of gardening that you want to learn about. There's it's not just vegetable gardening, right? So call us, get on our website, stop in. That's what we're here for. Thank you so much for watching this video. It was very long, but it's been really fun to put together, and I can't wait to harvest my first little tomato that I can see developing out there. Have a great day.